Hello guys and welcome to Fish Talk with Cody, and in this video today we're going to be talking about how to keep a successful guppy aquarium. As you can see here, my water is pristine. I have some beautiful colour strains here with my fancy guppies, and I'm excited to make this video. So without further ado, let's get into it. Our guppies, yes, that little cheap fish that you can get from a pet shop as your first aquarium kind of fish. And they're gonna cost you about £1, and they're really cheap fish to buy and, to be honest, to keep. So what's to go wrong with keeping this cheap, hardy little fish that can save you a lot of money in the long run? Well, like all fish, guppies need a regular maintenance schedule. They need feeding with nice, decent food, and they need a half decent tank size. So first of all, we're going to start with how I keep this water so clean, and this is through number one, my filtration in my aquarium, the food I feed, and the amount of water changes that I do in this aquarium. Now this is a 12-gallon aquarium and it is small. In this tank I do have a female Nanakara. That was kind of a mishap because I did have her in my 55-gallon downstairs with a male Nanakara. Short story, he attacked her, she came up here, and she's lived happily in this small little aquarium ever since. Probably a little small for a Nanakara, but it works out. Now this is mainly my guppy aquarium, other than that big yellow molly back there that again has been attacked in every other tank, and I just really haven't had the nerve to get rid of it, being as I've had this fish for 5 years. That's right, 5 years for a split tail molly. That's pretty decent, isn't it? But let's not get ahead of ourselves, because this video is about guppies. And how do I keep this water so pristine in this tank? Well, actually I've just done a water change today, so that does help. But we do have this great hang on the back filter here that filters the water through. I have biomedia and filter pads in this, so it does a great job at keeping this tank in great condition. But the pros and cons of keeping a small aquarium is the fact that they can be a little harder to stabilise for your fish. So let's say a 20-gallon guppy aquarium is probably a sweet spot, and a 12-15 gallons probably still in that larger size where it's easier to stabilise and you can have water looking like this if you do everything right. Another pro on keeping guppies is they breed a lot. So up here we do have our little breeder box with our guppy fry. We only have 5 in here because I was too late on timing with the female giving birth, and she had about 30 like she always does. Probably, well, maybe 20, I don't know, because I didn't see them come out. And I ended up getting 6, 1 died, so I've got 5 in this breeder box. Again, I lift this up every day, then push it back down in the aquarium, so I filter it through regularly because I can't be bothered to set up the air stone. That's just lazy me. And don't be alarmed, this isn't food on the bottom, this is just gravel that came over here when I was cleaning it out. These little guys are bomb-proof, so if you get the correct breeder box, make sure that you feed them very microscopic little bits of food that are healthy and good for small guppy fry, then they should breed like crazy, and you should be able to keep guppies without buying another. Yeah, that's right, for the rest of your life. That's the truth. You should never have to buy another guppy again, because guppies breed like crazy if you keep the right water parameters, you have the right tank mates so that they don't get eaten, and if you do have the wrong tank mates, like I have my Nanakara in here, you have a breeder box and you breed them that way. Probably a little less sightly, and also the guppies are probably going to eat their own fry, so it's best to keep in a breeder box because you can breed them, never buy another guppy again in your life. Now, what do I feed my guppies to keep them so healthy and keep a thriving shoal of guppies? So what I do feed is this Tetra Pro Energy Multi Crisps food. It is highly nutritious, as you can see on the back. Take a screenshot of that if you want. It is highly nutritious, and it's a great good food for your guppies because it's like flakes. So if I can get the lid off, because I've done it very tight, you'll see that crushed up, this is a really good food. You can kind of crush this up for the babies as well, make it really small, and they absolutely love this. My angelfish love it. My big severum absolutely eats tons of this, so I have to buy a lot. And so this food is great. And that's practically all I feed my guppies is that. Sometimes I do get the odd sinking pellets, but other than that, that is more than nutritious enough. As you can see, I have got a baby that's just grown up in the aquarium, one of a batch of 20, and they do sometimes just slip through the cracks like that. But if you want to get a full batch of new guppies, then best put them in a breeder box. Unfortunately, I was unlucky with this, but all these guppies that you see in this tank, I haven't bought one. These are all my own fry. Even that beautiful male up there, yeah. I love breeding guppies. Sometimes you get the odd mishap with timing, but other than that, they're a great fish to keep. Now, what should you keep in your tank, your Guppy Aquarium? First of all, you know about the filter. This is a hang on the back, absolutely great. Don't have poor filtration, because even though they're small fish, they do still create waste, meaning that they do need adequate filtration. I do have this nice gravelly, sort of very small fine gravel on the bottom, but sand also looks really nice. This also helps her because she just sifts through the sand and this fine gravel a lot. So basically having hiding places, a little cave through there, another little cave over there, they love this, and they're very active fish. They kind of cover most of the tank most of the time. They're all kind of up here scattered around. I do have 9 there. Well, actually one died the other day, so I've got 8 there, 5 in there, so I've got a nice colony in here and it's really nice. But that's about it with keeping your guppies. Guppies are quite a simple fish to keep as far as maintenance and feeding, because they need really little of food. They don't need a large aquarium, which means less money. Just make sure you stabilise that aquarium, because they can be slightly harder. And they're a great fish to keep. They're also hardy, you can breed them, so you don't need to buy guppies, buy fish constantly. And you can have a lot in an aquarium, creating beautiful colour and a nice experience in the fish keeping. If you're not that experienced, well, they're also great because they can take a beating with the water power meters. If you get something wrong, if you don't clean your tank in a while, they can cope, whereas a lot of other fish can't cope. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you found it really helpful. And tomorrow I'm going to start recording a big move downstairs. That's going to be my 90-gallon moving into my dining room and my 55-gallon moving into my lounge. It's a total switch around, and you'll see what I do tomorrow. How I move my fish, how I drain the water out of these aquariums, old school. None of the electronic pumps, just old school. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.